What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have massive PSA submission, all Pokemon cards here. Probably my biggest, most expensive Pokemon order yet. Really excited about this. There's some really good stuff in here, so excited to show it off. I do not have my usual setup, so I don't have my face cam today, unfortunately, but really wanted to show you guys what I'm sending out and why I'm sending it out. So let's hop into it real quick and I will show you guys what I got. So starting off, we have a Mega Meganium EX, really sick card here. Honestly, I might keep this one for the PC if it does gem. I just love the artwork on it. It's really colorful. There is a small like print line running down the back of the card here. So I've gemmed one Gardevoir a while ago, special illustration rare, and with the same print line going across the bottom. So I think it has a good chance to gem. Would not be surprised if it gets a 9, but we're gonna go ahead and send it in anyway, just because it's such a cool card, and the rest of it's really clean, really well centered, if you can see on camera. So I think it has a strong chance. Next up, we have a Mega Latias EX. Also, before I go too much further, I do want to say I bought all these cards raw on eBay. Did not pull any of these. If you do want to check out how I source cards and how I grade cards to make profit, check out my Patreon. I have an inventory tracker on there as well as an ebook for card grading. So check that out. It'll be linked in the description. But anyway, Mega Latias EX. This one looks really clean as well. Little OC top to bottom there, but I think it's within the 45-55 range that PSA allows. So think this one is good to go, strong gem candidate. Next card up, we have a Mega Clefable EX. This one again looks really clean. All these cards, the modern stuff is that came out in the past year or two, is really good gem rates for the most part. A lot of the Mega Evolution stuff has good gem rates. The centering is the thing you have to most pay attention to. So as long as it's well centered, normally the surface is good. Sometimes you'll get some back dings and stuff here and there, but sometimes PSA is pretty lenient on that. So as long as there's no corner whitening, it should be good to go. This one looks pretty good. Sick card here, doing pretty well in PSA 10 right now. Obviously, it won't get these back for several months, so who knows what the market will be like. Could be up, a lot higher, could be down, we'll see. But I think that these are all cards that have a good shot to hold their value for the most part, or appreciate. Next up, we have 2 of these Meowths. I actually have 3 at PSA right now and 2 more on the way to me. That'll be sent out in a later order. These I'm thinking about sending in a higher tier to get them back sooner, just because they're going for like well over $1,000 in a PSA 10, which is pretty crazy. I think it's probably like a $400 card or so in a 10 here in the next several months. But if I can capitalize on that, get them back in a month and sell them for $800 to $1,000 each, that would be great. They look very clean. So actually, I already have to send in a different sports card in a higher tier as well. So might just combine these in that order and see what we get. But yeah, both of them look really solid. All copies that I've gotten of this card have looked really good. There was one with a very thick print line that I had to resell, but the rest of them have looked flawless. So good gem candidate, has a high gem rate as well. Again, don't know why they're going for so much in a PSA 10, but if I can capitalize on it, I will. Next up, we have 2 of these Mega Dragonites. I think I have like 2 or 3 at PSA, just like the Meowths, and I have another few on the way. But another card that looks really good, has a high gem rate, and does well on PSA 10. One is a little OC left to right, so we're gonna take a chance on that one. But again, I think it's within that tolerance range, so I don't think we should have too much of an issue. Again, if I get a 50% gem rate on this order, I'll probably be pretty happy and do really well. But I think we'll probably do better than that. My last order I had 25 out of 27 gems, so being a little bit more risky with this order, taking a little more chances. So sending in, if I send in 30 cards, if I can get 23 gems, that would probably be about the range I want for my risk tolerance. But we'll see. These ones look really clean as well. Back looks nice, no whitening on the corners, so should be good to go there. Next card up, we have 3 of these Mega Charizards promo cards. I have, again, another 3 at PSA. I already gemmed one of them, have more on the way. Just a super easy card to gem if you can find copies that are centered. They're everywhere on eBay. A lot of people are pulling them. Obviously, it's a promo card, so not hard to obtain, but it's a really sick card of probably the most popular Pokemon of all time. So it's very, very liquid, and the PSA 10s are holding really good value, over $350, you know, pretty regularly. Sometimes it dips a little bit below like $330 or so, but when you're buying these cards for $40 a piece and you're gemming them at a pretty high gem rate and selling them for 300 plus, like that's just easy money. So cool card here. Definitely going to keep one for my collection. I think if I get one of my ones I have back at PSA now and at 10, I'll keep one of those. So all these ones should be ones I'm going to sell in the future. Next up, we have two of these Mega Gardevoir EXs. Nice artwork here, pretty sick. I think it's my favorite Gardevoir EX or Gardevoir Special Illustration Rare out of the couple that have came out recently. So, you know, good cards here, look pretty clean. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. One might have had a print line, I'm not really sure if that was a different card or not. That you know, I know we talked about that Meganium EX had a print line, but I think one of these might have had a print line. Other than that, though, they look really nice. So expecting, again, if one of them gems, I'll be happy, but I think both of them have a strong chance to gem. Next card, we have two of these Mega Gengar EXs, sending a lot of the same card in this order, just because they're, you know, these cards I'm sending in have really high gem rates, like I've been mentioning, and they have a big multiplier in PSA 10, them being newer cards, so there's a lot of hype around them, especially Gengar right now. All Gengar stuff is, you know, skyrocketing, so I'm happy about sending these ones in. Little OC, I think, on both of them, but again, I think within that PSA tolerance, which is the key, they can be OC. You know, obviously it's not too good to have super off-center cards. I think one of them is a little bit thin on the top there, so I would not be super surprised if this one gets a 9, but again, as long as it has a chance to gem, that's what we're looking for. So, and you know, I'm willing to take a little more risk this round. So last few cards here, we have a Clefairy Illustration Rare, have several of these more on the way. These are about $30 raw. They're like pushing upwards of $500 in the PSA 10. So I think this one looks pretty good. We have a Blastoise and a Mega Rayquaza EX, and also spoil a few cards here. We have a Pikachu from Celebrations. This has been my bread and butter for the past few submissions. Have a really high gem rate on these Celebrations cards, and you can still find raw copies that are clean, which is pretty astonishing. It came out like, I don't know, 5 years ago, I think. So gonna send these in. They're pretty low value, but have good multipliers in PSA 10 form. So we have an Ethan's Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals, I think it is. This one looks really good, well centered, and should gem based on my review. We have an Entei, one of my favorite cards. I've gemmed a few of these in the past, so excited to send this one in and see what we get. I like Crown Zenith a lot as well, so this one should do pretty well as a high gem rate, just like the other cards I've been sending. Big card here, this Gengar GameStop promo. This one, I bought one of them for like $130. By the time I got it and sold it back, I sold it for $225 raw, because it wasn't gradable, but the prices are skyrocketing right now. They're like, it's like $250-ish. I think I bought this one for $180, and it looks good enough to send in. I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work on the corners, just trying to flatten them out a little bit, but not too much whitening, and it's just worth sending in just because the multiplier is huge. It's like a $2,500 card, I think, in a PSA 10. So definitely gonna send this one in. Again, might send this one in the higher tier with the Meowth and my sports card, but we'll see. Sick card though, Gengar, can't really go wrong with that. Last two here, Mega Lucario EX, sick card. I have one at PSA now, and I bought this from a seller that had like well over 2K feedback. Normally I stick to people that like have been ripping the packs, and I can tell that they just opened it and put it on eBay. This one was from like an actual store on eBay, so was surprised to see it was so clean. I don't know, is it a little bit off center top to bottom? Maybe a smidge, but again, I'm not too worried about that as long as it's within the tolerance. Other than that, there was no dings when I looked it over, nothing. So sick card there, should have a good chance to gem. And then lastly, a Mimikyu, looks pretty good. I think there's some like weird like marks up on the top there. I tried to get out the microfiber cloth that I kind of got out, but we'll see. Again, cheap card that does really well on a 10, so want to take a chance on that one. Other than that, if you guys do want to see a video, I think I have some old videos like of how I grade my cards, how to prep cards, but if you want to see a new updated video how to do that, just let me know and I'll post that in the next few weeks. Like I said, go check out my Patreon if you want any other, content, or want to get in contact with me and ask me questions, send pictures of cards or just talk about your strategy for grading cards. And also access my other tools I have on there, like my grading guide and my inventory tracker. It's on Google Sheets, so should be pretty easy to use. But other than that, that is my order. A lot of good stuff in here. Really excited about it. I think we have a lot of potential to do very, very well. So let me know what you guys think, how many gems you think I'm gonna get, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.